What's going on, everybody? Today is the official finale, final POV drive. This is the last point of view drive that is going to get posted in the GR86 tonight. It is Sunday night. I just got out of work. I don't need to run you guys through everything about work. You guys know I go there, I make millions of dollars, I leave. We're not gonna run that joke into the ground. So that's basically what happened. I sold a bunch of cow flesh, a bunch of steak to people. They tipped me an exorbitant amount of money for doing an easy job, and now I'm out of there. It's about 10 o'clock at night, Sunday night. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I have my appointment to finish the sale of this car, get it off my hands, get the breach, and then get to blamming with the rest of my life, and whatever happens as far as automobiles go. So I know some people like to see these POV drives, so we're just gonna waffle a little bit for this final POV drive as I drive home from work. I guess we'll start with how we always start, with my gym excursion. Today was shoulder day, which is a day I like. It's kind of one of my easier days because it's not as physically demanding as, say, a leg day or a chest day, because I really absolutely pulverize my chest because it's one of my weakest muscle spots. It's my chest. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it looks like I got hit with a fucking 16th century cannon in the chest with how bad my chest insertions are. I literally have no chest, and I've been hitting chest every single fucking fourth day of the week for the past 3 to 4 years. I've been absolutely nailing my chest with a fucking sledgehammer every single time I go into the gym, and the shit doesn't grow. So it wasn't as grueling of a day because it's a shoulder day. So I started with the lateral raises on the seated machine lateral raises. I didn't do dumbbell lateral raises. I actually went to that after. So I did my machine lateral raises. I did one set as a warm-up and then 3 heavy sets on that. Then I went to the dumbbell lateral raises, did 3 sets of that with the 30-pound dumbbells because I wasn't feeling that strong today because I didn't get that good of sleep last night because I got out of work late last night and I had to wake up early again today for work today. So it was inconducive to sleeping gains. I got like 6.5, 7-ish hours, which is bad for me because I prefer to get 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep a night because I'm a growing boy, as we know. Actually, I'm a growing man, as we know. I'm a gigantic man. I have a huge frame, so it takes a lot for my body to recuperate after the long, grueling days that I go through. So, you know, I like to get a good amount of sleep. 6.5 hours, I just wake up feeling like I didn't even sleep. Like I might as well have just pulled a fucking all-nighter and fucking played NCAA 2025 for the whole fucking night. That's basically what I should have done last night instead of sleeping for 6.5 hours, because right now I'm absolutely tired. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna eat some spaghetti with meat sauce, and let's just finish the workout. I'll blast through it really quick. So then right after I did my lateral dumbbell raises, I went right into rear delts, torched the rear delts on the reverse pec deck. Then I went to do the seated machine shoulder raise, whatever the fuck they're called, shoulder press. Did a couple sets of that. Then I shrugged the 100-pound dumbbells for 5 sets until failure. So I know none of you motherfuckers are doing it like that. My arms were damn near about to fall off. But I feel like such a badass. When I see myself in the mirror doing shrugs, I feel like the fucking man. I feel like Johnny Superhero. Like I feel like the Hulk, to be honest. Like it just feels so good to look at yourself and just pierce your own eyes in the mirror as you're shrugging an exorbitant amount of weight. So that's my workout. Then I did my 3K, my 37 minutes of cardio, got the fuck out of the gym, ate my fucking beef tacos, and that was it for that. Then I went to work, So yeah, this is the final night with this car. I'm no longer going to be feeling like Batman anymore, but it is a little bit of a relief because I'm not going to have to make that monthly payment anymore. I could save my bread for a few months and then hopefully fully buy out a car so that I don't have to worry about a monthly payment, and I can just have that car for however many years I want it. I just want you guys to know, whatever car I get next, it's gonna be badass. Like, motherfuckers think that, like, I probably have one of the most superior car taste out of any human in the world. I personally think I have the best car taste, and I'm being 100% real and authentic with you motherfuckers, because my next car, just know it's gonna be badass, whatever it is. And I'm leaning towards stick again, because I found this car somewhat annoying to drive as a daily, but that wasn't really because of the stick shift. It was more about just like the car itself. Like, it's just a sports car. This car's, I mean, you can daily it, but it's not, I mean, I sound like a beating the dead horse because I say this shit all the time, but like, for me, my specific needs and wants and aspirations and goals and fucking desires, this isn't the car for me. So I'm happy to get something that I can daily and that's like fun to just daily and it's chill and relaxed. But I want to get stick again. I love driving the stick. It's fun. it's fun to molest this little rod that comes out of the center of the car. So yeah, where else should we even go in this video? I guess I had a work story. I don't really know like what this last POV drive is going to be. It's kind of impromptu, but basically, I mean, I'm just misshifting like a motherfucker. You would think I never drove a stick shift automobile before. But was that a Cybertruck? Guys, every time I see a Cybertruck on the road, I get absolutely fumed. I get absolutely pissed and my gears get grinded because it's one of the most ugly cars I've ever seen in my life, and it's not gonna grow on me. Sometimes cars grow on me when I see them in person. When I see that Cybertruck, it's just ugly and way too fucking big for its own good. I saw it in a parking spot once and it hung out like 5 feet from the parking spot. One time, I saw a Jeep Grand Wagoneer XL or whatever the fuck, and it was the most ginormous car I have ever seen in my tenure of being alive in the world. I've never seen a car so big that when I first saw it, I genuinely thought it was a Boeing 747 in the parking lot. It was insane. It was the biggest car I've ever seen. I thought it was a fucking aeroplane. So that's a big car, right? This fucking Cybertruck is no bullshit twice as big as the Jeep Grand Wagoneer XL. I saw it in a parking spot and the fucking mouth of the Cybertruck was hanging out of the spot so far it should be fucking illegal how far out that shit was hanging from the parking spot. It's sharp as fuck, it's ugly, the interior is bland, basic, and soulless. I just don't understand Cybertrucks. I get it, it's hype, I get it, it's probably fast and quick as fuck for a truck, which rhymed because, you know, sometimes I just be like, I feel like I should have been a poet, to be honest. Because sometimes I just be talking and it rhymes, and I just sound like an absolute artiste. But yeah, that's my opinion on the Cybertruck since no one asked. But yeah, I had a little situation that happened at work the other day, and basically all the people that work in the kitchen at work are Dominicana, so, and they don't speak English. So I'll run you through the roster that we got in there. We have Jose, who's like a 45-year-old Dominican with a beer belly, and he's got like 6 kids. We got Victor, who runs the sides. He's the guy that does the sides. He's about 28. He's got the fucking biggest forearms you've ever seen in your life. I just know he could pulverize me in a fight. Like, I would not step up to him. I'd rather fight 3 people in one than just fight Victor, because I could tell with those forearms that he could lay the boom with his hands. Pause. So you got Victor, then you got like the broads doing the salads. You got Maria, you got Julia, you got Rue doing the sides. Then you got Javier, and he's like a newish worker, and he's Dominican, and he like speaks full English, but he like chooses not to at work. So I have to speak to the motherfucker in Spanish. And because these guys don't speak English, I learned how to speak basic restaurant lingo, basic communication Spanish, so I could talk to these motherfuckers. So we got our own little brotherhood going on. They call me Mateo. My real name is Matthew, not Mateo, but I'm not going to correct them because, you know, it's their culture, and I'm all for the culture, you know, reparations and all that. So where the fuck was I? So me and Victor, who's the 28-year-old with the huge forearms, the gigantic cannons hanging off of his fucking biceps. So he looks like, who's that guy? Is it Mega Man from Super Smash that has like the fucking cannons as arms? That's what he looks like. I don't know who that guy is, but I'm gonna put a picture of him up. That's what he fucking looks like. He looks like Popeye, low key. So me and Victor, we like to engage in horseplay from time to time when it's not busy. We like to fuck with each other. Yeah. Got the shiesty on. Yeah. So what we've been doing is, like, you know when you get a towel and you fucking you flip the towel like this a bunch of times and then whip it at each other, and you're whipping the guy, and it hurts a little bit, but it's fun because it doesn't hurt too much. That's what I was doing with Victor. And, you know, we were just engaging in a little bit of coworker workhouse horseplay and all that, as you do. And all of a sudden I hit Victor with an absolutely ferocious Jesus Christ-like power with how I hit him with this rolled up towel. And he yells and then like jumps back because it fucking hurt him. I hit him dead on in the quadricep with it. So that shit, I probably split the fibers of his muscle with that. So that shit hurt him. So then he like went back and he hit a tray that had a bunch of different miscellaneous kitchen items on it, and one of the items just so happened to be a blender, and we knocked this blender off from the tray, and it hits the ground, and it's like a Lego piece. It just fucking explodes into 3 or 4 different pieces. So in the back of my head, I'm not thinking it's that big of a deal. We'll do a little bit of a pull here. I'll let this guy get a little bit ahead of us, and we'll do a 3 to 4 pull just so you can hear the engine purr a little bit here. Yeah, that's all I'm giving you for now because we got this fucko in front of us. But where was I? The blender falls, And I'm thinking nothing of it. So I go about my business. Victor puts the blender back on the tray. I'm thinking that it can just be put back together. I feel like blenders, they always come in a few different pieces. So I'm like, all right, they can just put that shit back together. Boom, think nothing of it for the rest of my shift. Probably make $3 million. So I come back to work the next day, because you guys know me. I work day after day after day after day. I'm basically Mexican with how hard I fucking work. I'm there all the time, dude. Sometimes people get sick of me there, my coworkers, because I'm there so much and I'm just always talking. But I come back the next day, and all of a sudden the head chef is there. The head chef is there, Robert. And he's like walking around the dining room, because this is before we opened, and I'm just like polishing my silverware like a little bitch. That's really what, when you're serving tables, bro, you're really a bitch. If you're a guy, I'm not gonna lie. You're just like getting shit for people. Like we can't be having that. But I'm like polishing silverware on my hands and knees like an absolute cunt. And chef comes out with his phone in his hand, pointing it at me, and he's got a picture up on it, and he shows me a picture of a broken blender, and he's like asking me to explain what the broken blender is about, and he's telling me that people said that I broke the blender. People in the kitchen that don't speak English said that I broke the fucking blender. Me and Victor broke the blender. Now, if we're getting technical here, Victor's the motherfucker that broke the blender when I hit him with that ferocious blow with the towel. Now, I'm not that much of an, because me and Victor are boys. We go way back. We've been like boys, best fucking friends in that restaurant for like 2 fucking years. And I'm not about to rat Victor out. I'm not gonna say Victor did it. So what I told Chef is like, I keep saying Chef like an idiot. What I told Chef was, I didn't do that shit. You could check the cameras, but I'm not gonna tell you who did it. I don't know who did it. Even though in my head I know I did it. I know that Victor technically is the perpetrator because he's the one that hit it, but I know I was involved. But I know I didn't technically break the blender. So I'm like, Chef, I'm just telling you, because people told him I broke the blender. I'm like, Chef, you're gonna trust these motherfuckers, or you're gonna trust me, your loyal, humble employee? So he's like, he still thinks that I did it. He's telling me that people told him he did it. So basically, there's 2 people that told Chef that I did it, because it was the 2 other people that were in the restaurant that day. So Rue told Chef I did it, and Javier told Chef I did it. Now, I personally, right, I don't give a flying fuck if they snitch on me and said that I broke the blender, because they don't owe me shit in that restaurant. I barely fucking know them. If the head chef, their boss, goes up to them and asks them who broke this blender, damn well they should tell them who the fuck broke the blender, regardless if we're friends or whatever. I don't care. So I don't mind that they said that I broke the blender. Here's what I do mind. This motherfucker Javier, who always acts all buddy-buddy with me, and he always like says shit to me. Like, we have this like thing that we say to each other whenever we see each other, and I don't know what it means. I think I could get like a general consensus of what it means. It probably means like something about human testicles. But he always says, every time he sees me, and this is how he says, he goes, Mama Huevo, like Mama Huevo. But that's how he talks. He's like, rah, 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 rah. Like, that's his voice. He talks like he's got fucking 35 frogs in his throat. So he always, every time we see each other, he goes, Mama Huevo, and he like only says that shit to me. So he acts like we're boys, because he has like a catchphrase that he says with me. And then all of a sudden, you know what this motherfucker Javier did? He sent a fucking picture of the broken blender and sent it to Chef. So he's the one that told Chef that the blender was even broken to begin with. So he went out of his way to, when me and Victor weren't looking, behind our backs, he was taking pictures of the crime scene and sending it to the boss. Now, that's where I'm like, all right, that's a little fucking fraudulent. That's a little fake. I don't know if I can get down with that. But, you know, that happened, and the story really leads to nothing, because the head chef checked the cameras and saw that Victor did that shit, and he saw that we were fucking around, and the head chef, he didn't even really care. He was just, like, fucking with us, telling us that we had to, like, pay for a new blender. Like, he was just joking about that. So he saw that we did it, and, like, no repercussions came from it. But, like, Javier, have a little fucking couth, and don't tell on your boy Mateo about the blender. Don't send a picture. I mean, you could tell Chef that I broke it, but don't send evidence in. Like, Chef didn't even ask for evidence, and Javier's sending them fucking, taking DNA samples of the crime scene and giving them to fucking Chef. It's absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't believe it when I found out that he was, like, coercing with Chef to, like, get me caught up. But ever since then, Victor has had like major problems with Javier. Like, he thinks Javier's a rat. In fact, he calls Javier rata. He doesn't say it to his face, but he'll go up to me and he'll just be like, rata, and I know who he's talking about. And then he has Victor, since he hates Javier now because he exposed him for breaking the blender, he calls the motherfucker Victor calls Javier, what is it? 69, which means like 69. So he calls him 69 like Tekashi. He also calls him Tekashi like to his face. And Javier doesn't know who Tekashi 69 is, so we could just say that to his face, and Javier has no fucking clue. So yeah, that's kind of the work blender incident. I just parked my whip, the GR86. I don't think, personally, as I'm recording this, I think this video is not going to be that really funny or entertaining. But this is the final chance I have to even record in this car, so this is just what you guys are going to get out of me. Yeah, that's the restaurant story. That's how my workout went. That's how work went. That's everything. You guys are fully updated with my life. You guys are practically like my fucking family now with how much shit you know about my day. So I guess we'll break down that restaurant story. So horseplay in the kitchen, which is frowned upon. Horseplay in the kitchen is frowned upon, so we shouldn't have been doing that. Boom, blender breaks. I cannot fucking talk today. Boom, blender breaks at step 2. Victor breaks the blender with his fat ass when I hit him, when I fucking torched his quadricep with that flaming hot, absolute diabolically sent from the fucking depths of hell towel that I hit him with in the quad, with the curled up towel. It made a fucking sound you guys wouldn't believe. It sounded like a natural disaster was happening after I hit him with this towel, with how hard it was. It was ridiculous. It broke the sound barrier. Blender breaks. Next day I come in, chef's showing me this fucking blender, telling me I gotta pay for it. Chef checks the cameras, then I find out Javier is exposing me to chef, sending pictures and taking fucking samples of the crime scene. So that's really what happened. So now we can't fuck with Javier, I guess. On this channel, we cannot fuck with Javier. Because you just can't trust him. He's going to snitch behind your back. What can I say? Don't trust, if you know anyone named Javier, don't trust him. Don't ever trust him. And yeah, that's the final POV drive in the 86. I got the fucking owner's manual down there. Everything is stripped in here. There's no belongings from your boy. It is what it is. I'm not even going to say it's sad because I don't even feel sad about it. But I washed the whole entire car today with like a hand sponge. Like I was hand cleaning this bitch. I cleaned out the interior with like leather refiner, so it smells like brand new in here. And I washed the rims, fucking put tire shine on. So this car is looking brand spanking new. So I hope everything goes well tomorrow. And yeah, don't expect content as frequently because I don't know what I'm going to post. So that's that. I'll catch you guys.